Hello. If you've often wondered that the vintage style trends and hairdos and clothes is only for younger people, well, I'm here to show you that something I've been probably living for many years now, actually since a teenager off and on, vintage with a twist as they say. But I've gone the sort of more the whole hog now. I have my own website with vintage information and vintage. I collect vintage and sell to people who would like it, and I also buy. So I thought I would start doing some videos for the more mature woman who likes vintage. So my name is Luanne, and I'm here to help guide you a little bit in something that's a little bit more appropriate for women who are middle-aged and older in the vintage lines. Now, the first one here I'm doing is on my new hairdo. I had long hair for many decades. And I decided after spending lots of times having to get your hair done and up, and then during the other times of the day, of the week, wearing just sad flat hair all the time, it wasn't fitting with my vintage lifestyle. My house is very vintage, my clothes are very vintage. I'm an old-fashioned traditional type of woman, and my hair was limp and and I didn't like it, and the same token, it would take hours to get it into any kind of vintage condition, rolls or finger waves or anything like that. I did go out to Bear Island for a couple of nights. I had a really wonderful time there, which is, anyone doesn't know that, it's a 1930s hotel which Agatha Christie wrote two of her novels on, her stories on. And then there were Nun and Evil Under the Sun, and David Suchet, who played Agatha Christie's Poirot, was filmed there. So it's a lovely setting. Went there for a couple of nights, and of course I wanted to go the whole hog, so I decided to do all my 30s look for evening wear and day wear, and one day I'll put a video up of that as well, what I did, but that was a couple of years ago. But I went to a local hairdresser just to get some finger waves in my hair and have my hair put up in a nape bun for a 30s look. I was going for sort of 1927 to 1935 kind of look, rather than a swinging kind of look. So on this video that I'm going to post soon about my hairdo, it is showing what my hair was like when it was long, and how it looked with finger waves, etc. at that weekend away at Bear Island. And also then I decided to get the haircut and get a midi, which is the most practical hairdo for those who want to have anything from 1920s through to 1960s hairdos. So yeah, that was what happened there, and yeah, that was what I did. And I put on this video the before, the after, and the going through, so people could know what it was like going through the process of losing all that hair. I actually feel really liberated and free from having all that flat hair. I love my curls. Yes, if I want to have it curly, I do have to go to the hairdresser and get a wet set done, or what we used to call shampoo and set done. But that's just my time, and it's not that expensive. The alternative, I can still get finger rolls if I want to get that done. I can have it put in more of a bob hairdo for 1920s, so it's all fits really well for what I want, and I think lifts me rather than drags me down with the. We've had flat hair now for a couple of decades of flat hair, and it does pull our faces down. I think their faces are going down anyway with age, but it pulls it down even more. I was a little bit scared about showing off the neck more, because the neck ages quite quickly. particularly if you've got a narrow neck like I have. So, you know, but I'm actually think that the shorter hair with the shape doesn't draw so much attention to my neck, which I thought it would do. So please don't be scared. We're also going to do some videos on makeup. I've got my glasses on, I'll take them off. But I mean, this is just ordinary everyday makeup, of course, but as you can see, I don't go the whole hog of eyeliner, eyeshadow, etc, etc. I'm more of a sort of 30s girl, I think. But I like the 50s too, and the 40s and the 20s. And obviously in the 50s there would be eyeliner, etc, etc. But for this look of the 1930s, it's just a matter of less is more. When you get older, the more you cake your eyes up, the more the lines show. But we just want to lift your bone structure. We just want to shape the lips. We just want to, you know, put some softness around the eyes and shape the eyebrows, but not in a way that's going to be copying the young girls, because it just looks a bit like mutton dressed as lamb, doesn't it? Really, if you try to do that. But I think you can look sophisticated and grown up, and still, you know, attractive and maybe a bit sexy if you do it in the right way. Anyway, this is my introduction video of what I'm going to be doing. If you want to see my website, it's www.vintagetrends.co.uk. And there's lots of information for men and women on fashion, vintage fashion, and there's also some shops on there. I have different department stores where you can buy things. There's a gentleman's store. There's you can select 1920s, you can select 1950s, and it's a very, very old shop frontage style, vintage style. And I also have music going, so if you want to play music while you're shopping or browsing the free info, that's there for you, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a few people who'll be interested in what we can chat about. Hope to get some comments. I hope positive ones. But yeah, let's just embrace some of the things that we lost in the past that were really good. So good luck with your vintage lifestyle.